All right, Scotty,
What's going on, pal?
look at this. We've got a guest with us today. Yes. And we've got the one and only Jason Reid with us today because we got a new series that's going to happen. And Jason, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? This is your first time on Rock and Danger, and we're super happy to have you.
Well, boys, I've been waiting a long time to get my invite for your channel, and it's so nice to be on a channel in the Great White North because I am from the Great White North. So super stoked to be here today, boys.
It's the
Yeah, you can
prairies.
the Prairie Boys. So you can definitely check me out. I'm on all the socials at Reed World. You can see me. I'm a regular guest in the basement. Matter of fact, Brian, I don't know where he is today, but I'm just sitting downstairs in his basement waiting for his mom to bring me down some pasta. But it's all good. Happy to be here. Super pumped to talk about our topic today.
Yes. Yes. Scotty, it's been a while.
Yeah, man.
We were on a little bit of a hiatus. So we're just coming back. We're getting back into the mix of things.
It's been a while, hey, and we put out some videos, and next thing you know, it's like holidays roll by and family stuff, and then we're sick and work, and next thing you know, it's like what, February 1st?
Here we are.
Whoa,
But wait,
okay, man.
it just wasn't that. You guys were promoting, because I'll drop it. I'll do it right here on your channel. You were promoting your debut release on They Records, Mad
Yes.
Hatter,
Yeah,
on
that's
streaming
right.
services, soon to be on vinyl.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's awesome, man.
So absolutely. For those who don't know, we did do an album. It's called Mad Hatter, Welcome to Wonderland, and it's getting some pretty positive response. And if you want, we did a video just about it. Go check that out, about our experience in creating it and everything else. And we'd love for you to check it out.
That's right, man.
Oh,
And if you we had a review recently, and what did that dude say? If this would have came out 35 years ago, we would have been as big as Crew, like I said, right? And previously, and as big as White Lion and Poison, man. I'm down with that.
dude, hey, as a fan of music, because we've talked like I'm not a musician, I'm just a super fan of music and of the genre. That guy is right. There is no reason this thing would have been fucking big, and you would have been touring. You would have been touring with the big boys, at least in Canada. At least in Canada. I'm
Oh
just saying.
yeah, the Canadian, we got it easier. It's easier to succeed in Canada with CanCon regulations and so on.
No, all you would have need is just to hook up with the right rep, and they'd get you on some tour, and away you would have went.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely, yeah,
Yeah.
man. Okay.
Cool. Well, today we're doing a new series, and over the holidays we talked about it, and this series is going to be called King of the Catalog.
That's right. And
And what are we doing, Scotty?
well, we're gonna take two albums from a band's catalog. They're two
Bestsellers.
bestsellers.
Did you say Sally?
Sellies? Yeah, I don't know what I said. But
Hey,
anyways,
that's Canadian. The Sallies.
the two biggest selling albums, and we're just gonna compare them, and then we're gonna give them a bit of a grade, right?
That's right.
Based on a bunch of well, you guys fill that in.
We got four specific categories.
That's right.
So we're gonna rank these two bestsellers out of the artist catalog on production, which is going to include the production quality. It's going to include the sequencing of the songs. We're going to also grade it on lyrical content. We're going to grade it on the music and how we
Mhm.
feel about it. And then just overall, we're going to give it a score out of 10. So each of these four categories are going to be out of 10. And who's the artist we're talking about? Let's let Jason introduce
Dude,
the artist.
I am so not only am I so happy to be on the show today and pumping your album and a new segment for your thing, but man, we get to talk about such an underrated band that is still out there kicking ass. Fucking Tesla.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes, Tesla.
Tesla's awesome. Holy smokes.
Man, Tesla, and I think before we get into it, we should go around the room and just talk about our experience with Tesla. The two albums that we're going to be pitting against each other today are their two best-selling albums. So that's going to be The Great Radio Controversy is number one. That's their biggest selling album of all time.
Yep.
And their follow-up, Psychotic Supper, was the second biggest selling album in their catalog. So those are the two albums we're going to be talking about. But I'd like to know a little bit from Jason, how did you get into Tesla? What was your first experience and overall thought about the band?
It's so funny because I was so wrapped up in the 80s, like the Motley Crue and all that stuff. And Tesla came into me so slow, because it wasn't getting a lot of, I don't know if you boys remember because we're from Canada, it wasn't getting a lot of anything
Yeah.
until it was a girl. And she said, "This is my favorite song." And it was Love Song. And I'm listening, like,
100%.
who the fuck are these guys? So, there's no internet, there's no nothing. It's like, I don't even understand. So I go, and because I won't even say because I'm an old fucking got the cassette single, because those even weren't around at that point. I had to go buy the 45. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I went to buy the 45, and the dude at the record store was like, "Well, why don't you just buy the whole thing, man?" So I got the cassette because I'm an old fuck. And holy shit, like, come on, right?
What was your first cassette?
Of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Great Radio Controversy.
Okay.
Oh,
So
that's
that
right.
was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first one.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it was. Yeah. Just based off of a nice young lady. We'll talk about that another day. But no, she's the one. It was Love Song. And I thought that what a great song that is from the beginning, the whole thing at the end and the gang vocal and all that great stuff. But then, man, holy shit. I mean, we'll get into it. But I put the cassette in, and I could have done the natural thing, but I was by myself, so I didn't have to go to the Love Song. But you put it in the car, and the bass starts, right? And I was like, this is going to be special. And it
So
sure is.
what year?
Yeah.
What year are we talking here?
What year
Well,
was that?
that would have been for me, that probably 89. 89.
Okay.
Yes.
I think it's
it
89
was
for
89.
and 91 for Psychotic Supper.
That's right. It was 89 because then they ended up, which was unreal. I saw they opened for Motley Crue on Dr. Feelgood at Winnipeg
Yes.
Arena.
Oh, I was good.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where we saw them, hey?
Well, we did. That wasn't the first time, though. What's your experience, Scotty?
Oh, buddy, I love Tesla. Okay, and here's my thing, and you might relate to this one, but I had a Columbia House record deal, right?
Oh, yeah?
You could get like 10 records for a penny, and one of them was Tesla's Mechanical Resonance, and I got it, and I put it on. I went through my 15 cassettes that I got one by one, and I put it on Tesla, and I loved it. And like, here's the thing: they got lumped in with the glam rock bands, but they were not like glam rock. They were just jean jacket, meat potatoes, rock, and I love that. I love that part because I could relate a little bit more. It's more rootsy rock, and acoustic strumming in the back, and the guitar player is absolutely shredded. So I was in North Battleford with my cousin at the record store, whatever, and I was like on the way to the lake, and I said I'm gonna buy a cassette for the summer, and it was I had Skid Row and the Great Radio Controversy. I haven't heard either, albums. And I
mhm,
was like, should I buy this one or this one? My cousin's like, buying both, and I was like, best decision ever, right?
ever.
So like Skid Row, another conversation, but that Tesla album, I put it on. I was a fan of the first one, hey, and it just kept the party going for me. You know what I mean? And had some deep tracks I really liked, and the mix between the hard rock, acoustic guitar, the electric slide. Man, I love the guitar playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. With the
And
blues under
Jeff Beats,
there.
yeah,
Just I'm a big fan of dual guitar works that
oh yeah,
complement each other, not trying to outdo each other. And there's not, I don't, it's hard to say, like, everybody's going to bitch and argue, but man, they got to be one of the best that do it right,
that's
in
true.
my
I was
opinion.
thinking the same thing on the
Yeah.
drive over. I was like, it's like them and Def Leppard, some version of Def Leppard. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But what about you, Danger?
Phenomenal. Well, my first experience to Tesla was it would have been they were opening up for Poison.
Oh,
So
that's who
it
it
would
was.
have been in 1989 probably that
Yeah,
we
yeah.
saw them, right at the beginning of 1989. And so they were technically the first band I've ever seen live. Blew me away. I didn't know anything about Tesla, but
Yeah.
I remember thinking, wow. I feel like when I left that show, I felt like they were better than Poison. And the next
Yeah.
morning, the first thing I did is I went down to the Midtown Mall to the record store, and they had the two cassettes out at the time. And I remember thinking, which one am I going to buy? Because you only have so much money, right? You got not a
Yep.
whole lot of disposable income, so you can only afford the one cassette tape. And I went with Great Radio Controversy because I remembered from the show Heaven's Trail, No Way Out,
Oh yeah.
Hang Tough, and Lazy Days and Crazy Nights.
Oh
And
man.
I just remember those songs like resonating in my head.
Yep.
It made me sad because I also remembered Modern Day Cowboy, but I had to pick and choose. So yeah, Great Radio
Yeah.
Controversy was my first album with Tesla.
Oh, that's
It's,
cool, man.
man, I'm just so excited to talk about Tesla. Like, nobody does. They're
Okay,
so
well,
good. And again, they're
exactly.
still doing it. Vegas residency, recently, and I'm gonna say it, and they're gonna go out and they're gonna fucking blow Motley Crue off the stage this
Oh,
summer.
well, they're
Like,
opening for the Bret Michaels band too, and he's
oh,
probably gonna blow them off as well.
Oh,
yikes.
Jeff Keith still sounds awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
that
if you
guy's
watch,
vocals aged amazing. Eh?
yeah, if you watch any videos that Tesla does live, they still sound fantastic.
Okay. A guy that, probably luck on his side too, because a lot of them do, but he's probably one of those guys that has taken care of his voice and done the proper things over the years, right?
That's
Because,
right.
man, so good. So good.
100%.
Yeah, man.
So
Okay.
we're gonna go through each of these albums. We'll start with the Great Radio Controversy.
Sure, let's do it.
So, and to break it up, just because me and Scotty are on the couch, we'll get Scotty to go first, then we'll do
Yep.
Jason, then we'll do me, and we'll kind of follow that
Wow. Okay.
specific order. I don't know. Did I put pressure on you?
Yeah, man.
Oh, he's nervous.
Why don't we let our guest start first?
Oh, let our
Or-
guest start.
Or okay, what about are we doing track by track kind of thing, or how-
Sure.
Just your feelings on the album,
Okay.
and then the overall 4 categories after you spoke to it. What are your highlights?
Oh,
What are
okay,
your,
gotcha.
I'll
try to be brief, hey, because yeah, okay.
Okay.
Right, okay, so the first thing is you put in the cassette, Hang Tough comes on, that bass line just comes in, hey, and I'm just like, this is sick. Because it's a continuation of the first album for me, hey, and it just rocks in. Like, I don't even know how to say this, okay? But like Lady Luck, Heaven's Trail, Be a Man, Lazy Days, like that's the first like 5 songs of this album. First side even. I don't even know what it was back then with the side ended on, but I had it on the cassette. I love the mix of the acoustic guitar, the hard rock, and of course Jeff Keith's vocals, like we said previously. Probably one of the best singers in that era that still
Yep.
has it. But I don't know, the songs really spoke to me, man.
Yeah.
Overall, like they're catchy. They're everything I kind of was into, you know what I mean? And it had just enough of rootsy sort of hard rock, and then it would just sort of transition to the faster paced, like twin guitar solos, you know? Like
Mhm.
Flight to Nowhere, you know? And Paradise, and even Party's Over. Like those are like the last handful of tracks, and deep cuts overall, I would say. But some of my favorites on that album, actually. I know.
What is this? A
Party's
10
over.
out of 10 for you?
Well, it's a pretty big album for me at the time, hey, and compared to everything else that was going on, and I really like dug the musicianship overall. But the like what you said, hey, the twin guitars, man, I love
Oh.
that. Hey, not in my dreams could I play that good. You know what I mean? And I couldn't imagine playing with another guy and like so like what do you got for this? He's like diddly-doo, you know, and just trying
yeah.
to work that out. I think that's incredible. But nice balance of the 2 guitar stuff going on overall. So for me, it was the music side that I really enjoyed. The songs are great. The singer had a cool voice, and the songs were all like what I was into at the time. Yeah,
So how
man.
many times have you seen Tesla live?
Oh man, well I think was it you with opening for Poison,
Yeah.
right? And that was awesome. Hey, and that guitar guy's solo, I remember him just like stomping around the stages. I was so like impressed. And then I guess Dr. Feelgood.
And Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah. So I think I've only seen them twice.
The Poison concert, that was the first time I smelled weed.
When was the last
I
Now
think I
time?
was like 14.
Now it's
Okay.
every day. Now it's
Yeah.
just every day walking around.
Well,
Yeah.
with him on the couch,
Yeah, it's fine. Just so you know, folks, weed 100% legal Canada-wide.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just Anyways, great radio controversy. I love the story of the title. Even I'm a big science nerd, so I like the Nikola Tesla aspect of what they were trying to do with that.
That really got me into the band too. I found that very, very intriguing.
Yeah, a different
Well, they
way
were
for
deep.
like a hard rock and party band to be like, "Hey, check out this scientist," and I'm like, "Cool, I'm down," you know.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
like you just kind of think of it in a room, right? Like, and they weren't the typical band with like the A&R rep or the record companies or whatever, when you would have certain guys like, or like doing Blow or whatever, and these guys are talking about Nikolai Tesla, and let's incorporate that into it's like, okay, these guys might, okay. And
Might
can you
have a
imagine that?
bit
Hey,
more
you guys
going on,
should,
you know.
yeah,
bit more
let's get
substance.
15 cases of Alberto VO5 for your hair, and let's get some of this. No, we're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
Have
I
some.
wore this this morning. I will play the show in it tonight. I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so-
the way it should be.
So we'll keep scoring till the end.
Okay.
We'll get
Okay.
into to Jason
right.
here. Jason, great radio controversy, man. Talk to me.
Let's go.
Okay, so yeah, we're not ripping apart the songs yet. Okay, so yeah, I'm the same way, right? So
Rip
Yeah,
apart the songs, absolutely.
Do whatever
got
you
this
want to
album, and I remember in the first album, like Little Susie, all that. It's like it just never, whatever. I was into bigger, flashier, like simple things, I suppose. So I get this same as Scotty, like the do, like that's like holy shit, here we go. But the one that really got me, because again, Nate, you and I had done videos before, and I'm like a deep track nerd, is that the distorted, fucked up whatever, because I thought my car cassette player was eating my brand new cassette when Lady Luck starts. And I'm like, that's my favorite song. Whatever. But you're right. Like those first five songs. And then I think to when I saw them the first time, and when it's a big production, just the way that the bass and the drums were hitting you going into the chorus of like, no way out, no way out. And you can feel it here because you're at a show. It's like, holy shit. And I'm still get to see Motley Crue after this, but so big, right? Like, I mean, this album for me, it is 1989. Like it's got the iconic, it's got the hooks, and it's got the hits, and it's got, it's effective, just straightforward. It's exactly what 1989 needed to be for this band without all the, glam and stuff. Classic commercial sound, production from those two guys. Totally forgot to write their names down, but same producer and engineer on both records we're talking about today. And those two dudes,
Michael Bardiero.
Yep.
yeah. And let's talk about those guys do, just for context. Appetite, Girls, Girls, Girls. They did some big fucking shit. So this record company they knew that Tesla was special. And my God, were they ever. This such a good record, but we're not even to Psychotic Supper yet. That's when I'll take my pants off, boys.
Okay, Danger. What's your deal with Tesla?
Well, talking the great radio controversy, I am 100% on board with the both of you when we talk about the how the album starts, right? It starts with Hang Tough, which is just phenomenal. That bass riff, and you did it so good. It sounds like you might have been on an episode of bass riffs, mouth riffs.
Yes, soon to be released. Another episode in the basement of Mouth Riffs.
That's right. That's right. Lady Luck, super cool. I love the intro as well. Heaven's Trail, that song it blew my mind. There was nothing like it at the time, and that was one that stuck with me from the concert. Be a Man, I thought was great when I first heard it.
Yep.
Maybe hasn't aged quite as well, but I dig it.
That was a big tune, yeah.
Lazy Days and Crazy Nights, still one of my favorites.
But I love those lazy days and crazy nights. It's my way, it's my life.
I love the slow prod of it. And then we kind of get into the latter part of the album, which I'm not as fond of.
No, you know what? You're right, because it's a great record. Don't get me wrong, but it's very front loaded, right?
It's front loaded.
Yes.
I feel like you kind of get into songs that are just okay for me.
Yes, not filler, still amazing, not
That's
filler.
right. That's
We're
right.
not
I
saying
only
the
feel
F
there's
word.
one filler track. And
No.
and I would say, look, did it for the money. Yesterday's Gone, okay tracks.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Mhm.
That riff.
But they're more forgettable for me.
Yeah.
Making Magic, cut it.
Oh, really?
I don't like that song. It shouldn't be on the album. The problem with Tesla sometimes is they got these 13 song albums. If they would have weaned one or two songs off of it,
Oh, for
maybe
sure.
11 tracks or 10
100%.
tracks, it would have been a better listen.
Yeah.
The Way It Is, obviously a great song. It was a
love that
single.
So good.
Flight to Nowhere for me, okay again. It's okay. Love Song, absolutely one of the greatest ballads of all time. It was
Yep.
completely different than everything else that was
Everything
going
else,
on. And then
Good
you
call.
end the album, I think, pretty weak.
Oh,
Paradise and Party's Over for me are just
Wow.
You know,
I
it's
do
funny you
without
say that, because looking at my breakdown, because again, Scotty, just I take this shit I take stuff like this super serious. Like when we do lists, it's like I start out with 100 and whatever song, whatever. So I've got my
I'm with you
chart
on
here,
that.
but you're right. You're right. I run out of it gets lower. My scores get lower as this album goes through. So I agree with Nate. Yes.
And you know the funny thing?
Wow.
Here's the thing. It's funny because I had to watch it on YouTube Music because it's not on Apple Music, this album, for some reason.
No.
So I'm revisiting on YouTube, and you'll see the amount of plays. It goes from like 12 million plays, and it slowly
Slowly
gets
drops
less
off.
and less throughout the entire album, right?
Well,
Yep.
that's weird, man. Because Love Song and The Way It Is are at the back half, and those are two of the best. Like to me, that is Tesla. You know, like the Way It
Mhm.
Is like the template of Tesla's future hits. Hey, a little
Yeah.
bit, just kind of that mid stomp thing. Uh,
And I
but
mean,
even on the B side kind of tracks, man, the guitar playing is amazing. You know, that kind of kept
Yes.
me kind of my head above the water. But I still love Paradise, you know, and Party's Over at the last two tracks. Paradise is super like dramatic almost, you know.
Can you
Hey?
sing it for me?
I gotta,
Paradise. No,
I gotta stick with Nate on that. I agree. It just kind of like, oh,
just
okay.
wanders off, yeah.
Let me just,
Okay.
and because you know what, and I did it this morning when I was, because I do these lists and I like to listen, and I did it this morning. It's like I'm on side two and whatever, and I get Paradise or whatever, and I just like stop my record player. I vinyl is what I pick it up. We'll just put side one over while I'm finishing this
Yeah.
again. There we go.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, you know what, man? Would you ever like on YouTube Music or whatever flip the sequence and listen to it like back to frontwards and see if that gives you the same vibe?
I've never done that.
Wow, me neither.
Well, could I'm a big fan of track listing. I think it's ultra important on
It
a
is
good album, right?
super
You know what I mean?
important. It is.
But
There's so many. Yeah, it's just like, what the fuck is this song doing here? And I've talked for days on like this whole when Brian and I created They Records, man. Why the fuck would you pick that for a single? We would have fixed everything. Like anyway, yeah. Sequencing, super important.
100%, yeah,
Oh,
man. Yeah.
absolutely. And I think from both of us playing in bands and writing set lists, you structure set lists the same.
Yeah.
You gotta have your highs and lows. Not every song can be a banger, and you gotta kind of follow this emotion through it. And one of the albums that does it almost flawless is "Welcome to Wonderland" by Matt Hatter.
Um,
That's a coincidence. Kind
buddy,
of
there,
different
you
too.
know what?
Can you tell
When,
us?
if you guys were to come out and play all fucking 10 tunes, there's no tune to go take a piss or get a beer at. There's not. I have to stay for it all.
Well,
And I will say, and Nate knows this, is that what is very important to me is you have to have a fucking banger closer to rock out with your cock out. Fucking Temptation Boys. Just
that's
saying.
true, man. I would
I
totally agree
I
with you.
agree, and
Yeah.
I think "Party's Over"
Over.
is a weak
It is
ender.
I agree. It's a good song. Don't end the album with that.
Yeah. I
No,
would agree.
you gotta end with something epic. Like it's
Yes.
gotta have just as much energy as the entire album.
Yeah. Well, you know, they only called it Party's Over. Like, that's why it's the last track, right? Because, like, it'll close the party out. But the song itself didn't party as much as it could have. You know what I mean?
It didn't party
It's not
hard
like
enough.
Skid Row's Get the Fuck Out, you know? That,
Love
something
that
like that.
song.
Like, that's a good, like, rap, man.
So totally off topic.
Yep.
Totally off topic. What would be one of your favorite enders on an album?
Oh, my gosh.
A few moments later.
It's
I can't even.
we love so many things. The one that just jumped out to me, and I'm not even a Matt. Okay, wait. I'm a big fan. I just ordered Belly to Belly on vinyl, but I will say the Guru channel has pretty much destroyed my listenability about Janie Lane and Warrant because that's all they fucking talk about. But man, Cold Sweat is such a good tune.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
Right? And I'm going through, like, I grabbed this and I'm just looking at my shit, and like, there's so much. Ugh. I'm trying to think of the song and I can't remember the artist or the song or anything. Maybe you guys can help me. I just know at the end of it, the song ends and it's like it's between a car crash and they're trashing their instruments and you can hear the singles. I'm trying to think what it is. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, end of an album, got to end with a banger.
Maybe a conversation for another time. Like,
Yeah.
I'd have to do some thought about that. That's
Come on. You can't think of one? Midnight Tornado? Can't think of Rocket Queen? Come on, man.
Oh, yeah, Rocket Queen, I guess.
Wait,
I mean, I'd have to go through my albums, you know, like it's.
I've done a video I think I'm the only guy. I'm not a fan of Rocket Queen at all.
What?
Sorry. I'm just
What? Rocket Queen's so rad.
sorry,
Might be the
boy.
greatest Guns N' Roses song ever.
Best two songs, anyways.
Bad reception in the basement. I guess Brian didn't pay the bills.
Oh, look at that. Oh, technical difficulties, but we are
Yes,
back. We are
we're
back.
back.
Awesome.
Let's
So
give her.
we've already given our thoughts, our 2 cents on the Great Radio Controversy. So let's dive into Psychotic Supper. This is the follow-up to the Great Radio Controversy. It came out in what,
91.
Actually, you know
91?
what? I don't want to correct you, but I will. The acoustic album came out after
The 5-man
yes.
acoustical
yeah.
jam.
That's right, but we are not including live albums.
Okay, but hey, here's the thing. Hey, we were talking about like the biggest records that they sold, right? But I searched online and they said like Tesla, the Great Radio sold like 2 million records, but all
Yeah.
their other catalogs sold like 1 million records. Isn't that weird?
I showed
That is so weird.
1.5.
1 point. Yeah, it was like in that window, like 1.5.
Well, Great Radio was like 2 million.
2 million, yeah.
1.5 was Psychotic Supper and the 5-man acoustical jam.
Yeah.
But then
Mhm.
everything else sold
Like
less.
1 million.
Bust a nut and on
Tesla
it.
only have like 1 million hardcore fans, you know, at the end of the day. I'm one of them. But
Me too, man. Like I love every album they've ever done except the one that Phil Collin produced because
Oh, I like that one.
I like that single, man.
Shot.
he
It sounded like Def Leppard a bit.
he Def Leppard the shit out of that.
Yeah.
And there was that one song like Summer or whatever. It's like, this is not fucking Tesla for me. Anyway, that's just
It was
my thing.
interesting that they got the Def Leppard makeover. You know what I mean?
They
I
did.
found that, like, interesting from like a producer relationship. But anyway,
Yeah.
okay, what are we doing?
1991, buddy.
Psychotic.
Tell us, like, this is Enter Sandman came out, and then
Pearl Jam, Nirvana. Fusion,
Same
what are you
producers.
doing?
Same
Everyone.
two dudes. They did the Black Album too. They engineered and mixed it, the Black Album. So,
as the same as Psychotic Supper. Michael Barbiero.
Barbara.
like Bob Rock produced it, and then those dudes did whatever they do. So anyway, let's talk about Psychotic Supper because
Yes.
it's my favorite Tesla album. And
Yeah.
here's the story of Tesla and Psychotic Supper for me. Is I decided, did you ever like back in the day get one of those like, I just need to go buy some new music. I just need to. So I go into the record store and a guy I was going to high school with was still working there. And I was like, what should I buy today? I need to buy something. I'm going to buy. And I remember I reached for something. Don't even remember what it is. Doesn't matter. And he goes, no. You need to buy Tesla. And he holds up the vinyl, which I got a cassette because I don't have a record player in my car at the time. And he says to me, he goes, and start with side 2 because side 2 is better than side 1. And I didn't. I put it in and, put this in your pipe and smoke. Like, come on. Great way to start a record.
Put this in your pipe and smoke it!
But to this day, I prefer side 2 to side 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it has my favorite all-time Tesla song on it. And it's not I don't care if it was I don't care. My favorite all-time Tesla song is Freedom Slaves.
That's awesome.
True story.
Yeah, good for you.
So good.
Unbelievable bass.
Yep.
That's proof that you don't need multiple notes or fast technicality in order to create the best groove ever.
So I don't know if they ever had it in their set back in the day or whatever, but then I will fast forward us to 2001, I want to say. And Tesla was playing, if you're not familiar with Summerfest in Milwaukee, Summerfest is a giant music food thing. And there's like stages everywhere. It's like little stages where you'd have like, 50 people or 80 people. And then they've got the big amphitheater where the big bands would be at night, whatever. So the year that I went there, I went twice. It was one of the years Poison toured with Winger, Cinderella. It was a big thing. But earlier in the week, it was Tesla on one of the side stages. And there must have been like 60 people there, right? And I'm one of them because I love Tesla. And I just remember Jeff Keith because that summer before, he actually went through Kenosha at the Brat Stop with his other band, Sofa King. But anyway, it's like, what do you want to hear? It's just an intimate little thing. And what do you want to hear? And I'm just sitting there go, fucking play Freedom Slaves. And he looks down and goes, just nothing. And he's like, looks back and goes, boys, have we ever fucking played that? Nah, but let's try it. It was fucking horrible, but it doesn't matter. because they've never played. It's years,
But
right?
they
They
tried?
they
tried?
sure tried, but
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, like man,
That's hard
fuck
to believe they
Psychotic.
would never have played that live. I get it. You know, at some
Yeah,
time you got
it's a
enough
deep track on the B
opportunity.
side, right? But I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know, something has always resonated with that tune with me. I don't know what it is. It's the same thing with Def Leppard. My favorite Def Leppard song is Fractured Love.
Which album's that on? I don't even know.
Retroactive B
Oh,
side or second song
really?
after Desert Song.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, man, I'm
Funny.
weird like that. So anyway, Psychotic Supper is like, we're gonna get into the scores and stuff, but fuck, man, I love that record.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, Scotty, what's your feeling on Psychotic Supper, buddy?
Oh, buddy, man. This is like at the time, this is like guitar porn for me, you know what I mean? It was just like a relentless assault of notes and riffs and tempo changes. My cousin had this album. I had a bunch of other albums, and we'd get together, and he's like, and I'm a Tesla fan, but I never picked this up until like after the fact. But he had it when it came out, and he's like, "Oh man, like what? What do you mean you haven't heard this?" We put it on and we listened to it, and again, like, "Put this in your pipe and smoke it," and then we were like laughing and like changing the weather, Edison's Medicine, like it just two of their back-to-back solid songs. Don't D-Rock Me is like the
Oh,
most
good.
insane, like guitar solo. Hey? And at the time, I was like, "What is going on with these guitar notes?" And like on a set list, like when you go see a band, they do the drum solo and the guitar solo. They have that part. I'm like, that's all in this one song. It's like the
Mhm.
whole thing going on, right? Call It What You Want is to me is like the classic Tesla vibe. Kind of like
Yep.
that thing going on, that rootsy rock sentimental vibe going. I love so much, and the guitar play is so great. Time was really cool. Song and Emotion, I thought was like cool, but it's like okay, like shave off 8 minutes. I guess it's only 8 minutes long.
Stop,
And
stop talking.
and I believe that song, like that was their ode to Steve Clark.
Yeah, it was, yeah. But yeah, again, Freedom Slaves had enough. I mean, it was What You Give. It was the greatest acoustic guitar intro, and I
Hmm.
think it's better than Love Song. That little bit at the front of Love Song. He does
Yeah.
that. It's just like I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, stir it up. I mean, it's unreal, man. And like again, like it ends on "Talk About It, Can't Stop," and sort of like a deep part of the album for me. But even then, like the riffs are insane. Like they got that little cashmere kind of vibe going on that one tune, and where the lick is kind of got that thing going on. I was like, fuck.
The guys, those two guitar players, they are fucking criminally underrated in the genre.
Oh
Criminally
man, for
underrated.
sure. And I was thinking the same thing. And then at the time, the guy was saying I was like hooked on cocaine, and I'm like, I can tell, man, because this album doesn't take its foot off the gas at all.
No,
Guitar playing is insane.
it's not
Like
fast.
imagine them doing a bowl of cocaine and just shredding nonstop. You know what I mean? That's what it sounds like to me.
Much like Welcome to Wonderland, just a big bowl of cocaine, and
Don't let the foot off the gas.
that's right.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan. I never had the album. I was a Tesla fan, but I'm still like this is.
You never had the album?
Well, like I had the album, but I didn't get it right when it came out, like I normally would
Okay.
have done. That was my thing, right? But
It's so good. My favorite.
what's your vibe, dude?
Man, I was there the second this album came out. I was waiting for this album. I was absolutely in love with the Great Radio Controversy, and then so bought this album immediately. And when I talked about, hey, Black Album and this and that, Red Hot Chili Peppers, I feel like there were some really iconic albums, and for me, this one fit right into that 1991. It didn't matter if we were at a party or what we were doing, somebody was going to throw Tesla in, at least in our circle. And Psychotic Supper, for me, this is almost the perfect Tesla album.
Mhm.
And if someone said, what's the number one album I need to go listen to in order to experience Tesla, it's going to be Psychotic Supper.
Oh yeah.
I find it
Really?
interesting.
Whoa. Because I had notes about that in my recommendations.
Oh, good. I can't wait to get to them.
Got some recommendations for
You
the
know,
casual Tesla fan.
we talked about weed being legal in Canada. So I find it
Yes.
interesting that they start, put this in your pipe and smoke at the album, and then the last song is Toke about it. I find that interesting.
Yep.
Uh, Change in the Weather is obviously it's a
Mm.
great opener. But Edison's Medicine to me
Yeah.
that's when it kicks in. This song, the lyrical content, the story, the the baritone guitar in the
Hmm.
guitar solo. When the second part and he cruises on that baritone guitar and it's got like the low sound
really?
to
I
end
can't
the
even.
solo blows my mind. I
You know,
love that.
it's a mature album, right? Like you're a little older and stuff. And I think, I don't know, I'm just speaking out my ass here, but it's you get your record deal, and I don't know, two or three record, whatever they do. And the first one is, you spend your whole life doing your first one. Your second one is usually Rush. That's kind of the thing. Your third one is when like, okay, now we know what we're doing. We've made some money. Now we can make the record that we want to fucking make, and the record company's gonna let us do that.
Yeah.
And that's this. And I think it's their God, I wish I had the word. Like it's their Sergeant Pepper. It's their whatever. It's their right.
The creme de la creme.
It
Yeah.
is. It is mature, more blues, a little more stripped down, like not as slick as say the late '80s needed to be, on the radio and such. But it's just
Absolutely.
such a great record. And maybe if 16, 17-year-old Jason may not have liked it, but in '91 I was 19, moving 20, and dude, I just dig it. And to this day, still dig it. I still remember driving to the church to get married in Winnipeg. I was living in Brandon at the time. I didn't know Winnipeg very well. And instead of, I took the perimeter around. I was listening to side two of Psychotic Supper on my way to the chapel.
That's awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
You
That's
know,
awesome, man.
yeah, it's undeniably a great record. You guys talked a little bit about Don't De-Rock Me. The solo blow everyone away. I like that they stole Monkey Business in the middle of the solo.
Oh, did
So
they?
yeah, Skid Row's riff, that jug 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 jug
Oh
jug
man.
jug jug jug. It's the same riff but sped up as Monkey Business.
Or did they steal it from Tesla? All right, you're gonna have to post a timeline there. Both 91.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's too coincidental that the two bands came up with the same riff at the same time. Like it's very, very similar. But I love it. My favorite song on this album is not Freedom Slaves, but that's a close
That's a
second.
close
Okay.
one, yeah.
Okay.
That's my number two on this album. And
Nice.
my number one on this album is gonna be Song and Emotion.
Oh wow.
I
Oh.
I absolutely love that song.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that it was kind of an ode to Steve Clark. And I love that they say you can still hear him play and it kicks into that riff and it almost sounds like Steve Clark, a Def Leppard guitar part
Mhm.
that he would write. And it's so good. I love that song. There's not a bad song on this album.
No.
No.
And when we talked about doing this and we talked, okay, I've listened to both albums back to back over and over, and for me, it's a clear indication that there's some skippable tracks on the previous album, whereas on Psychotic Supper, I don't skip a single track.
Yes. Agreed.
I think overall for me, like Psychotic Supper aged better. You know what I mean?
100% it aged better.
And yeah, I don't know what it is. If it's a production thing, like I like this more stripped down rock vibe. Hey, that came with this album.
It feels a little less produced.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Well, that's what I
the drums
said.
are, like they don't have the big like the reverb thing happening. But like for me, like this album sounds like a band that just kind of like we have enough hits that we can kind of do our own thing with the deep cuts, and we're gonna fucking go balls out, with it. And I mean that's admirable because a lot of guys with like their deep tracks, they want to try to write more hits, right? But they're like, no, man, like we got some solid songs, and we're just gonna like bang it.
Yeah, we're gonna write the record we want to record. We
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
write, right? And I
yeah,
will say, even though, like, it just, how you just have a lyric stuck in your head, like from songs all in your whatever. I just always think of the lyric in Had Enough because I remember just every time I hear it, I smile because I remember the first time I heard it when I was a younger man, and it was in Had Enough. It's like, the more I drink, the more I smoke, the better she looks, and that's a whole lot better than before. It's like, yeah,
Definitely like a
exactly.
relatable lyric line, hey, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
and one of the things with Tesla is they always had a little more, it felt like substance to their lyrical content than
Mhm.
some other bands. They did get into to certain type of topics and certain type of political views, but it wasn't over the top, right?
No,
It wasn't like Megadeth.
I mean, it wasn't like just like tits out stripper rock. You know what I mean?
Right.
Either, you know?
not that there's anything wrong with Tits Out Stripper Rock. Big
Yeah,
fan.
we like that.
Yeah,
Big fan.
who doesn't like strippers?
Yeah,
So, they need love too, you know?
that's right. Right.
Okay, boys. Well,
Yeah.
let's get into some of this ranking here. We
Oh,
got
okay,
four
let's do it.
categories. So, what are you guys
Who's
gonna
keeping
rank?
score?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. You.
Okay, I
You got a pen?
Wait, I don't have a pen. I don't even
You
have.
got no pen? You got
Are we
drawers?
going song by song? Or are we just banging the album in the four categories? What do you want?
You got it. Okay, go.
Okay.
Well, okay, let's recap
Well,
what
no,
our
no.
categories are.
Yeah. So we got production, which is going to include mix, length, and sequence. We got
Yep.
music, musicality. We got lyrics, lyrical content, and we got just the Hawkins scale, which is how much we just personally like this album. What would we rank this album as a whole overall out of 10?
Okay. Are you writing down your keeping score?
I don't know.
Sure.
I have a pen.
Who don't
Then
have a pen?
you're the factotum. Okay.
I got a pen now.
All right. That a boy.
Okay, buddy. You get to
Okay.
go first. Guess.
All right. So the great radio, musically, because we're not going song, we're just giving our things. Musically, gave it an 8. Okay.
Okay.
Gave it an 8. Like I said before, iconic hooks and hits. They're there. Okay. It's all good.
Yep.
Lyrics, I gave a 7. I gave a 7 today. Probably would have given it a 35 when I was 18. But again, you can only like they say in the movie Slapshot, you can only drink so much, you can only fuck so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So today it's a 7. The production, I gave it a 4, right? Simple 80s stuff, accentuating the hooks
4?
and all.
Are you talking a 4 out of 5 or a 4 out of 10?
Your note said
I know.
production will be out of 5, so I gave it a 4
I
out of 5.
changed it to 10, so I'm gonna double.
So then it's an 8.
8.
Shit.
He fucking changing on the fly, this guy. Honestly,
I know.
is the Hawkins scale still on a 10, or are we at
Out
a
of
5?
10. Everything's out of 10, buddy. We made it easy. for us.
Everything is at a 10. Okay. So the Haskins scale for me, I'm going to stick this one at 3.5. Just simply because, like Scotty alluded to, and I jumped on his wagon as he was driving around, is that it's front loaded. The front still holds up today. The back does not. So it's 3 and a 5 on the Haskin for this guy. Okay. Or sorry, 7. One of the 10s. All right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
7.
So we're good? Okay. So then we're moving to Psychotic Supper, which, like I said, it's deeper, bigger themes, like political, some stuff like that. Had that more organic, more stripped down. Said it's my favorite. Told you I took good notes here, man. So musically, I gave it 8.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Okay. Lyrically, I gave it an 8. And I would have given it more, but you love Song and Emotion. It's just, I get it. It's your buddy, whatever. It's a little too long for me. A little too long. Just saying. A little too long. The
Put
production,
it on repeat so it's twice as long.
of course you do. The production, I actually prefer the production a little more stripped down and raw. Turn the guitars up a little bit, right? And I gave that a 9 out of 10.
Hey.
And then my Haskin scale, as we talked about it being my favorite, it's a 10 out of 10 record from you, gentlemen.
Ooh, look at this guy.
Wow.
I've got so many great stories about Psychotic Supper, right? I went in because I wanted to buy something, Psychotic Supper. Got lost in Winnipeg on the way to my wedding, Psychotic Supper. Sitting in a thing of 60 outside, scream out freedom slaves, and they try and play it, Psychotic Supper. 10 out of 10.
Wow, just like
If I had a
that.
microphone, I'd drop it, but there you go. And like Scotty said, that record holds up today. That record, I truly believe you could release it today and it would just be fine. Nobody'd be like, oh, it's dated. Nope.
No, you're right.
All right, buddy. So your scores, you gave Great Radio Controversy a 30 out of 40,
Okay.
and you gave a 35.5 out of 40 for Psychotic Supper.
Wowzers.
Nice.
I'm happy with that. Happy with that. Yeah.
Hey, Scotty, what are you
Oh
doing,
man,
man?
this is tough because like I've given it some thought, but like I'm also battling my 15-year-old self versus my 50-year-old self, right? Like I liked it then, I like this now, more different, everything's different, time's different, different, right? So great radio controversy, music. I'm gonna go with a solid 7.5. I'm being a slightly harsher. It fit the glam rock scene, but it also took a step forward musically, right? So
Mhm.
that's why it gets a 7.5. Lyrically, that's a tough one because I felt like I'm not usually a lyric guy, but this guy writes good lyrics and it's all good stuff. So I'm gonna go with a good 8. Across the board, well done on writing some lyrics. Production wise, man, I'm gonna agree with you. I think it's a little bit too dated. It didn't age as well because it was sort of sticking to those 80s 90s rules. You know, lots of reverb, lots of different like layers going on. I think it lost a little bit of the Tesla power when you do tons of overdubs. So I'm gonna go with a 7.5 on production. But
Okay.
I would also agree with Nate's comment. They could have like trimmed down the songs a little bit. Maybe got rid of 1 or 2 songs. A shorter
Mhm.
album would have been preferable, slightly, right? My personal preference on this is I'm gonna go with a 9 because at the time it was like a big record for me, and it
Oh,
really,
yeah.
and as a guitar player, you know, like it was like the introduction of like the balance between the acoustic blues rock, slide, hard rock stuff going on. Um, so yeah, that was a good record for me at the time, and but it again it hasn't aged as well as Psychotic Supper. So Psychotic Supper music, I'm gonna go with a friggin' like solid 9.5. Like
I like it.
Oh.
this album doesn't, like I said, doesn't take its foot off the gas, man, and I feel it, I smell it, and it just is like a burning fretboard. You know what I mean? Lyrics, I'm gonna go with a 8.5 on this one just because of the amount of lyrics on this record. I'm like, who can come up with enough like thoughts in their head?
This is
to-
like a 68-minute album.
well, okay, yeah. Well, I'll get to that. I'll get to that. So the lyrics are good. Like they resonate. Like the singles really resonated. Hey, like it connects
Mhm.
you on the emotional level, maybe more. But some of the topics were like over not just like girls and rock and stuff. It was like had other things going on, which are like the Edison medicine, you know, all that stuff. Production wise, I'm gonna go with again. I'm gonna do a 9.5 because I like the stripped down rock. I think it's better suited Tesla. I think Tesla absolutely they rocked it, even though it's like a obviously a cocaine induced frenzy of notes. You know what I mean? Um, my only thing is that it's like 20 minutes too long. This album. You know what I mean? You could have cut out for 20 minutes of like extended solos, long intros, all the showy stuff, and just had like a core of really good songs. Government Personnel, I think for the
Doesn't it
minute
doesn't
song,
need to be
I
there.
think could have cut it.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, but
As do
I
I.
liked it too because I was down with the anti-government. I still am. Anyways, so yeah, whatever that score is, but that's
You can give me your last one.
Oh, my personal
Yeah. What's your ranking overall of this album?
8.5. 8.5, yeah.
Really?
It's like I fluctuate, man. I kind of like balance nostalgia with like what's actually a good album. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so that's where I'm at with the radio controversy versus Psychotic Supper. Psychotic Supper takes the lead.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. So Jason ranked Great Radio at a 30. You gave it a 32. He gave Psychotic Supper a 35.5, and you gave it a 36.
Oh,
Nice.
So
Right there. Right there.
pretty close on that.
yeah.
Great minds.
So for me, if I'm talking about great radio controversy, for mix and length and sequence of the songs, I first off went with production, so I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. big thing was because there's some skippable tracks that I find, and even though this album is considerably shorter than Psychotic Supper, minute-wise, I feel like it's a lengthier listen for me.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I got
Because the
that.
There could be
side two runs out of gas. That's why.
side two is hard to keep the momentum. Music, I gave it an 8 out of 10, just because the front part is so almost perfect. It makes up for some of the lackluster second half. Lyrics, I gave it an 8 out of 10 because I always enjoy his lyrical content in relation to what was going on at the time. And I think overall, if I had to grade this album, I would give it a 8.5 over 10.
Okay. What are you coming in at? Can you do fast math?
32. 32 out of
Oh,
40.
okay.
Ooh.
So the
Okay.
interesting thing is, me and Scotty scored this album exactly the same.
Oh, did you
All
really?
right.
Like 30
All
so
right.
32. Yeah.
All
Of
right.
course, right?
So looking at Psychotic Supper, for the production, I too preferred a little bit more of the stripped down, dry approach. I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I think this album sounds fantastic.
Mhm.
Still to this day, it still sounds great. You know, whereas you get some of the older Kick-Axe albums and maybe they sound a little dated.
Yeah, right.
Music, I gave it a 9 out of 10. I think it's super, super strong. I don't find a skippable track on here. Lyrics, I gave a 9 out of 10. And overall, what did Jason, what did you give this album overall? You gave it a 10.
You're dead.
I gave it a 9.5.
Ooh.
Perfect. All right.
It's so close to a 100% perfect album. I gave it a 9.5. You know, we were thinking about doing a series 10 out of 10 albums. This might make a 10 out of 10
Yeah, that's
album,
pretty
actually.
close. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So my overall score was 36.5.
What?
36.5.
Wow, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, well, you got 35.5.
Yeah.
Scotty's got 36, and I got 36.5.
Ah,
So
there you go.
we're all within a point of each other for Psychotic Supper.
Yeah. All right, let's hear it for Jeff.
Okay.
So obviously, we are crowning the king of the catalog is going to be Psychotic Supper.
Yeah, man.
We all pretty much prefer that album, and I think that's probably the greatest album of their catalog.
Well, here's the thing, man. When a band fucking calls the shots and does what they want to do, they're ultimately going to come up with a better record, hey? And we've seen
Yes.
that when the record companies come in, they interfere with the bullshit. You know, and they played the first couple albums that game a little bit, I feel, but this is like them standing on their own ground, man. Even the band says, like, this is our best record, and the fans, obviously. Tesla comes like those first 4 records of the original lineup are just unreal, hey? Even
So good.
Even the later stuff with the newer guys, hey? It's still good. It's still awesome.
Still
rock and
great.
roll. Tesla's got it, like,
Except the Def Leppard one. I don't like it. Sorry.
and I love that one because I love the production because it makes you think like what production does to a band's sound and vibe and like presentation.
Yeah.
Right?
Sorry, I can't get over that. I just can't. Not my thing.
So yeah, man. Okay, Danger. Wrap it up, bud.
We would like to hear from you guys. Tell us below, leave a comment. Tell us if you agree with us, what your favorites are, what your overall consensus of the Tesla catalog is. And if you haven't listened to Tesla, then go listen to it. Why are you watching our show if you haven't listened to Tesla? That doesn't make any sense. On that, do us a favor. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe.
Comment below me.
Tell your friends.
Below me, comment.
Yes, below Scotty. Scotty needs a below.
Scotty.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We would like to
Desperately.
obviously thank you, Jason, for coming on.
Yeah, man.
This is your
Oh
first-
man.
we can't
Best
call this
time.
the basement, although we are in the basement,
Basement. It's the the danger.
the danger zone.
Danger zone.
The rock and danger
Yeah.
zone.
We had technical difficulties, so thanks, for inviting me and stuff. As you know, I was in the basement, and we had technical difficulties with Brian's mom's Wi-Fi. Well, Brian's still not home, and as you can see, I'm in Brian's mom's bedroom, so you know where the afternoon's
nice.
going.
Crawl
Yeah.
under the blanket there behind you. And,
I'll be waiting.
let the camera roll.
You know what? Hey, first off, thank you so very much. We will definitely invite you on again if you are willing to continue on with some of these King of the Catalog. I think it's a super fun discussion and conversation, and
For
we
sure.
appreciate your input, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, again, thanks for inviting me on. What a great subject to have, and I'm glad I could be the first one. And Man, I think you already kind of dropped one. I think you threw out some Regina's Own kick acts we might have to talk about down the road someday.
I
Someday,
would love to have that conversation about kick ass.
right? Maybe a little Brighton rock for the boys. And let's go. Let's go. I'm down.
Use the keyboards.
That's
you know?
right. Here we go,
Yeah.
Canada.
Take off, eh?
Canada. Love it.
All right. Rock and Danger. Out.
Peace out, bud.
Rock and danger, turn it loud.